Hey, what's going on, Dragon Ballers? Welcome back to another video. This time we have some gameplay for you guys. So on the right, we have my good testing buddy Tony Santinello playing his Trunks Storm deck. On the left, we have my other good testing buddy Stanley playing the 5-color SS3 deck. This is a kind of a favorite pick of his. I know he really enjoys playing this deck. He enjoys, I know, the options that it has and kind of the plays it can make. So, you know, we had a little tournament, a little local tournament, and he decided to play this. There, I think, is my hand. I'm trying to be funny. I know I'm not very funny, but, you know, we try our best out here. So, yeah, we have the mauls going on. He's got the nuts in his hand, apparently, showing the camera. So, yeah, we have an aggro matchup versus, you know, this really strong control deck. You know, this is really, like, I think the 5-color SS3 decks are really, really good control deck. It's just that it definitely loses hard to the Chain Zeno variant of the deck. But yeah, so we have Trunks Storm going first. Tapping yellow to play a planet. Probably going to search out whatever piece is missing. Going for a Bardock. Probably already has the Goten in hand. Probably already has the Unyielding in hand. Rate my setup, by the way. Rate my setup. Perfect 5 out of 7 by Tony there with the Trunks. And he's going to pass after that. We got Stanley activating his leader effect. Blue, yellow. Blue does not really contribute much at all to your strategy in this deck, so that is kind of an unfortunate rip. But he's going to probably end up just passing here, but we'll see what he does. Yep, just going to pass turn. Not really many plays you can do with a yellow and a blue in 5-color SS3. So we've got a blue down, so now, you know, the ceiling of the Trunks Storm deck just gets absolutely insane. Bardock taking a life. Shout out to those pins on the bottom of Tony's mat. Personally made those for him. I do make those pins, so shout out to him, shout out to me making the pins. They're super awesome. This is a 15-minute long video, and you know, normally, you know, we're playing an OTK deck, and yeah, he's taking quite a bit here to kind of decide what he wants to do. Doesn't attack with the Bardock, kind of surprised, honestly. I don't know what his thought process was there, not attacking with the Bardock, but I'm sure there was a reason. Deciding what to take off the Goten. Not sure exactly what he ripped, can't exactly see it. Looks like Tony passed on combos. Oh, no, he did not. I apologize. He's going to activate Trunks to draw a card and untap an energy. That's just a crazy combo. It's absolutely nutty. I really do wonder why he decided not to attack with the Bardock. He can't be afraid of full power energy because Stanley does not have a green up. So I'm very surprised that he didn't go in with the Bardock. Unless he's maybe planning to not push that hard this turn. Yeah, I'm really curious about the reasoning for not attacking with the Bardocks here. Sense of Being to get the yellow back up. Actually, it seems to be there on the Sense of Being on the leader swing, or on the leader rather. Getting that geared up for a big swing later on. Bardock again, take another life. Because this loop is just completely fair and completely balanced, but nevertheless, it is a thing. Very unfortunate that Stan's playing a deck that doesn't really focus on blue. That blue energy, being able to activate Sense of Being would be really helpful for him in this situation. Also kind of surprising Stan hasn't activated Nimbus yet. Although Tony does have the Bad Ring Laser in hand. So this time he will swing with the Bardock and get Nimbused. Stan will discard the Kaioken Goku, which is pretty much useless right now because he does not need to awaken any longer. Swapping into a Goten. Man, the value off this Goten is absolutely incredible. I'm really interested to see how Goten does when Flu goes to 1, just because you can't recycle it back to hand as easily. You know, I know minus Kelly's Own is another good card to let you draw cards, but if you can't just continuously loop Bardock into Goten, it seems as though the deck will definitely slow down a hair. But you know, more testing with Flu at 1 is definitely necessary. So stay tuned for that on Crushable TCG. We're definitely gonna get some more gameplay and deck profiles with Flu at 1, and we're gonna be definitely testing out the Storm deck with Flu at 1. So I saw a Goten and a Champa go to the bottom. Looks like he took a Beam to hand, which of course is definitely a solid pick. Keep extending your plays, keep going aggro. It's going to drop the Senzu Bean. I like the move of dropping the Senzu Bean with the blue up, potentially saving the Unyielding for when he gets tapped out and needs an energy back up. Stan's going to awaken here, unfortunately. Drew into a dead full power energy. And he'll just throw away a 5k to defend the damage. Yellow into Bardock. Now he's in awakening range. He's gonna flip over his leader, draw 2. Man, I don't know. I think Trunks just draws way more cards than Rudigarn. Like, I think Rudigarn sees way more of its deck, which is a very, very valuable tool. But Trunks sometimes can just be so scary. It gets so many cards to hand, and it rarely negs on combos, because when you're able to resolve both sides of the leader in one turn, you just draw an insane amount of cards. It's really, really insane. Drop the Unyielding to go back to untapped and draw a card off the combo as well. Looks like a 25k. Looks like Stan's debating on what to combo. Oh, I'm sorry. He's going to keep going in with the leader swing. Throw a double strike on top. Wants to put him down to life, probably to finish the game off with either a Bardock Ape or a Scientist Foo. I'm sure one or the other. So he's currently got a 25, 35, 40k leader swing with double strike. He's really just going to try to force Stan to take it. Yep, there's the additional 5k to make it a 45. Stan doesn't really have much of a choice but to take it. Flute back to Goten, get more cards. Like I said, with Flute going to 1, I can't. There has to be some slowing down going on here. I can't see there not being. Is he gonna end on that? It's gonna end on that. Not push all the way in. Put his opponent down to 2 life. And the crazy thing is, I think Tony's matchup knowledge is really playing a role here, because I think he's well aware that the deck's 3 energy play is just not very good. It's the 3 energy play, just awakening, and then, you know, starting to set up defense from there. There's not a whole lot he can do from there realistically. He's gonna play a Roshi and attack with it. An interesting call. An interesting call. I think he wants to get some value out of the flutes in his hand and just also put on some pressure so that next turn he can't just Bardock into Bardock into Bardock. Yep, he's gonna flute, double flute there. It doesn't seem to be drawing the gates, which would be very key in this point of the game right here. Yeah, unfortunately that 3 energy play with this version of the deck and the red-blue version of the deck, it's not super great. It's really your awakening play at best. At least in the red-blue you can potentially drop the 1-drop Trunks into the chain attack into the Zeno, but in the rainbow version of the deck, not too much you can do on 3 energy besides self-awaken. Going in with a Goten. Getting more cards. Dropping that 5K to match up to the leader, but not negging on resources because of Trunks' ability is incredibly strong. It is so incredibly strong. A lot of times when you have to match up, a lot of times you're attacking these little hitters and you have to match up to your opponent's 15K. And Rudigarden, you know, it's a neg 1 straight up. Or at least a 1-for-1 with your opponent, but with Trunks it just makes your opponent go neg 1. It's pretty wild. Very, very strong leader. For sure. It's funny too because Trunks back in set 1 or set 2 rather, he was like a, you know, aggro on its own was not very good. It was, you know, Vegeta was definitely the best aggressive leader to play blue-red, and Trunks, you know, people played blue-red Trunks in an attempt to, you know, abuse Kaba and unyieldings and things like that and draw cards, and it was definitely a rogue deck for sure. But now the fact that it's just being used so well as an aggro deck is nice to see. I don't know, it's always been one of my favorite leaders, so it's nice to see that. Got a Planet Vegeta going in for unyielding. Stan just looking at his hand like, wow, this is unfortunate. There's only so much you can do at the mercy of this deck. You know, the deck is, with Flute at 4, is incredibly consistent, incredibly strong. And I don't know, there's not really many, like Flute was definitely an issue, but there's just not many answers to why the deck's broken. There's just so many good cards compiled into a deck. That's the thing there. All the cards just work so well with each other. So much synergy. Gonna drop Scientist Food, draw 2. Dropping one of the win cons of the game. See what we got here. Successor, just grabbing more combo power. Just grabbing more raw combo power for sure. Goes right in with the Foo. Drops a Roshi. Does this get bad ring lasered? Yes, it will. It will get bad ring lasered. That negate's going to go to grave. Discarding a card that didn't even have combo power, so it doesn't really matter. Just going to go all the way in with this Scientist Food for game. But Stan does have a decent sized hand, so we're going to see how it goes. Tony debating on his comboing sequence here. I think he's going to full commit. I don't see why he wouldn't. Full send. Super combo draw card. I think he just joined another 10k pump, which is kind of unfortunate, but I think he's still got a huge amount of damage. Another 5k on top. So we got 30, 40, 50, 60, 65. $30, $40, $50, $65. Now it's up to Stan. See what he can get. 25. Drops another 10k combo. Not too bad. So we're at 45, 55, 60. And that's going to be the game. He can't get up there. He's got too many 10Ks in his hand. The main deck, Shrouded, I think kind of did him in. So there was the game, guys. That was a a great showing of the Storm deck. Absolutely just a beast of a deck. With Flute going to 1, we're going to see how this deck changes up, but for all the events coming up before September 21st, this deck is still a force to be reckoned with. You cannot sleep on it. If you want to do well at an event, you have a really good bet playing this deck, so definitely recommend studying this deck as much as you can. Definitely want to be as experienced with it or against it as physically possible. So that being said, thanks for watching. My name is Joey, and I will see you next time on Crosswell TCG.